wanted to make two quick videos. The first video is going to be called Spirituality versus History, and what are the benefits and the outcomes of both of those topics. So because it came up because I was on Facebook and I was in a group, and I asked a question. I was like, something along the lines of, why is it important to know history that's like 5,000 years old? Like, what importance does history back then have to do with our current predicament as Black people? And it was one of those Hotep groups where everything is of the past and your spirituality, and nothing of today's current situation even matters. There's no need to even talk about it. Let's just focus on ambiguous terms. So I posed a question knowing that there's going to be a couple people who agreed with it, a couple people who are going to disagree. Not even a couple. I assumed that the majority of the people were going to give me this cliche answer to just leave it up to your inner self, and you need to understand all this jive talking. And I'm just like, okay, but is this going to answer my question? Like, how is this spirituality and history more important than building for Black people today? I'm like, what does history and spirituality bring to the current situation of Black people today? The point I was trying to make is, there's nothing wrong with spirituality, there's nothing wrong with history. It's just that as Black people, we do not need to focus on who built the pyramids and who's the original man and what had happened years ago. And I'm like, right now, since we have high unemployment, we have Black people getting killed in the streets, we have so many issues, these things don't even matter. The pyramids don't matter. What happened back then doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what Amin Ra and why do we do X, Y, and Z. If it does not pertain to building and making sure that your children get to eat, they don't end up bullet ridden, then that's what we should be focusing on. But again, it didn't go. As much as you want to push this spirituality and history thing, you're not the first people to talk about this. You know that, right? This is regurgitated information that you could Google. It's not even something that you came with a new twist or newfound information. We have been speaking about the same old since Garvey, since Malcolm. We had teachers, and still teachers, who have lived and died. Dr. Amos Wilson. We have had Dr. Ben. We've had many people who have came and taught history, but the important thing was, after you get this history, after you get this spirituality, you need to build, you need to make a concerted effort that the next generation has better. But with these Hotep groups, they just want to stay on spirituality as if you get all this unk and chakras and energy aligned, somehow you're going to be like Power Ranger and get this super force and defeat white supremacy. I'm like, you're not going to defeat white supremacy with your third eye. You need to go out there and build. You need to go out there and make an infrastructure for the next generation. But they weren't on that. It turned into, you don't like spirituality, you don't like history, you're trying to disarm us from our past. And I'm like, it's not disarming you from your past. As great spirituality is, as much history is great for us, then what? No one wants to talk about the then what part. They want to stay stuck on the past. And I'm like, look, we have been talking about this since Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey told us we are a great nation, that we need to rise as a great people. Then came Malcolm X. Fast forward. Malcolm X was talking about how twisted it is for Black people to be taught by our oppressors, and how Black people need to be self-sufficient. Guess what? Blacks already in the Nation of Islam led to Malcolm X's death. Those people plotted and killed him. Fast forward then, the Black Panther Party came up, and they actually started good resources in the neighborhood, where it was, providing food to the people who were not able to eat, and providing hospitals and stuff like that we need as Black people. And guess the fuck what? People came outside of the neighborhood and infiltrated to bring Black people down. There are still Black Panther parties accused of crimes that they did not do, and a couple of Black Panther parties that basically had to change their beliefs in order to stay safe. And now fast forward, now you're trying to tell me that your information, your knowledge overrides what happened in the past. And I'm like, you're regurgitating the same information. This is not new. We all know this. And still what? You're regurgitating the same conversations. You're having the same topics, and yet you haven't moved an inch. It's like, how much knowledge and history do you need before you actually move? And I'm like, the thing is, you don't want to move. You want to hide behind spirituality. You want to hide behind history and act like you're doing something different. We've been having these conversations since what, the 70s? And it's 2015, and we have not changed an inch. We have not gained wealth. We have not gained infrastructure, but we've gained spirituality. And you change one religious stuff for the next religious stuff. You just change Jesus to whatever Egypt God that you want to, and now that's your religion. Just following and regurgitating new information, not actually getting out there and doing something. I'm like, I respect people who done things in the past to get us here. I respect the movement that got bombed down. I respect little organizations that made an impact, made a difference. Because even if they aren't here today, and even if they got dismantled, they got the ball rolling. You guys don't want to get the ball rolling. You guys just want to talk. And much less the internet, much less Facebook. And we all know Facebook is watching. We all know the feds are on Facebook. So it's not even your own black space where you're talking about this filibuster. It's on some other white person stuff. And I'm just like, really? At the very least, you could at least had a black site and talked about this blackness. But you're not even doing that. And I'm like, but this is what is to be expected of the older generation. They're comfortable. They got their benefits. They're not going to change anything. They'll talk this black talk and all the killer crack on the internet, then go home or go to work and work for a white person. They're not going to do anything because they're comfortable. Because if they were going to do something, they would have been done it. There's people who are going to tell you, I was conscious for 20 years. I was conscious for 30 years. I just became conscious. And guess what? Nothing changed. And I'm like, it's funny that you assume that consciousness, getting the right level of consciousness is going to change our predicament, because during desegregation, there was a whole lot more black businesses and a whole lot of black dollars circulating. And guess what? They were Christians. They didn't know about nothing of the past. They weren't in tune with their blackness. But guess what? They made it do what they do because it had to be done. And I'm like, you think your religion or your information or your God is going to change our current predicament without actually moving? And these people of the past, they had no recognition of where they come from and their rootedness in history and spirituality. And guess what? They made and established businesses. But I'm like, why should I be sitting here and having this conversation? And it was a back and forth type of thing. I'm like, how is it that I'm 23 and I'm a young blood and I get this, and y'all could be my parents or my grandparents and you don't get it? Then you had people chopping up what I said and blatantly lying on me. And I'm like, really? We're having this type of conversation with grown folks who are acting childish? Some people are arguing just for the sake of arguing. Then there were people liking what I said, but then on the post saying, I disagree and I don't agree with this. And I'm like, y'all stick to your group and y'all stick to talking and not actually moving, because you're good at that. And that's basically what you're going to do. And I understand the frustration of many YouTubers, black male YouTubers, who make videos about how black people aren't really doing anything and how the older generation are stuck in their way. I got my own personal taste of it, because I'm not saying tomorrow take everything out of your bank account and just recklessly throw it at something and hope that it manifests into a business. What I am saying is, you got to do something, because we are seeing what's going on with these black kids, not only being targeted by the police and white authority, but you also see that it's hard as hell to get a job today when you can get robots and machines to do it, or you can hire illegal immigrants to do it, and people are circling around their wagons. Why would I pay a black person to do the same job where I can employ my own? And you see high unemployment rates within the black community. So why aren't we making sure that we take care of our own? But again, that's asking for too much, because you got spirituality. And I'm like, you do that, because that's all you good for. You do that. And the benefits of building, like I said, when you build, you own that, you control that, you can pass it down. Let's say I have a business. I employ 10 people. That's 10 black people. Those 10 black people can go home and feed their families. Those families can buy from other black people. That money circulates. Now, because of my business, I established money in other people's pockets, and that money is generating and going in a circle with other black people. It's going to other black people's hands. What's the problem with that? How is that wrong? How is that not beneficial? But again, you would have to actually do it. It's good to talk about it on the internet. It's good to talk about it for validations of likes and comments. It's harder to actually do. And I would know. Creating and editing and doing a whole lot of necessary work to get a book established, that's work. And that's not even the end all be all. I have goals and ambitions to open businesses, to fund certain movements, and to fund people and their goals and help them achieve their dreams. That's what I have for myself. But I know that it's not going to get done if I don't get this book started. I do want to start a rites of passage for young black kids, but I know that's not going to get done if I don't get this book done. And that's a motivating force for me. But how is it that I'm 23 and I get this, and y'all are older than me and y'all don't get this? Can't reproduce, but that's another topic for another day. But you see with them, they make a concerted effort to make sure that they have a businesses, they have establishments where if they want a law to be passed, where they want certain policies to be enacted, they make sure that they get their money together, they get their power together and unifying, and they make it do what it do. Black people, we've been marching, we've been protesting, we've been crying, and nothing has changed. Yet we're just going to keep on protesting and marching. We're not going to get this money together. We know money equates to power, and we're not trying to get the power. We're not trying to get the money. We have much influence when it comes to our culture. Let's say hip hop. We know it's universal and everybody loves it, but we don't even control that. You have people remixing and adding whatever they want to it. We have people coming in it and adding things that we don't agree with, that is against what we call the original hip hop, how it originally came to be. But we don't even have the power to be like, no, step back, no, try again. We don't even have the authority to say you can come into hip hop and you can exit hip hop. But then again, you would have to be able to control it. And how do you control it? You have to have the money, and black people don't have the money. How many people in hip hop have dollars upon dollars, millionaires, and still they have not thought about having their own record label like a Warner Brother, like a Sony? But they're comfortable where they're at, just like you have black people today who aren't rappers, who aren't singers, who aren't whatever, and they're comfortable where they're at working for a paycheck, knowing that they can never pass their job down. And let's say if they could pass their job down, you're probably going to retire, what, 60, 70? So your child is not going to get into the workforce to take your position until they're, what, 30, 40? But you can't speak this because they don't understand. Why haven't blacks build? I feel like blacks haven't built because they're comfortable. I mean, I could just get a job, even if it's a mediocre job, even if it doesn't pay me enough, I could just get a good job. It's harder to work for yourself. And plus, black people are comfortable making sure that everybody else feels comfortable. We are comfortable putting our needs behind and trying to show and prove our humanity where other people don't. We have to make sure that we look extra friendly and we're extra amicable while other people don't. It's hostile in business. It's hostile getting money. But black people are comfortable making other people rich versus making themselves rich. And they justify it by, well, it's integration. Well, times have changed. We don't need businesses. You know, it's not that important. But everybody else sees the importance of it. The Asians, the Hispanics, the Arabs, they see the importance of it. Especially when they could take over the hood of black people, they don't see the importance of it. While your hood is dying because there is no black dollars going around, and they're taking their resources in their neighborhood and their resources in your neighborhood, you're just happy just having somewhere to go and shop and somewhere to work. And I'm like, that's not helping us at all. It's not helping my generation, and it's not going to help the generation after me. How to build. For me, what I'm doing right now, like I said, I'm a self-published author. I'm trying to actually get to the point where I can release. It's hard, but you have to do your research in whatever you want. Like for me, I would say go for something that you're good at and research the hell out of it, how to make a profit out of it, how to start it, mentorship, getting the information that you need, asking people, looking at the pros and cons. That's how you start out with just going and moving, trying to obtain it. Maybe you'll have to do alone. Maybe you have to do what many Haitians do, which is they come in a group, let's say 12 people, and they all put money into the pot, so to speak. And then once it reaches a certain amount, there was one person who's designated to take all the money. But the next month, that person who won the money is supposed to put a portion of it back in and just like the other 11 people, and then the month goes around, and then the next person gets it, and it goes around in a circle until everybody gets a piece of that money. And maybe that's what you're going to have to do. Or maybe you're going to have to get a second job or save up money, but you have to do something. Like, the next generation depends on it. I mean, we see how it's hard to get a job. You see high unemployment rates in the black community, yet the generation before us are not trying to make sure that my generation or generation after me has something. You see how it's beneficial to other communities. You see how Hispanic communities growing. You see how Asians get treated. They don't have to face the terror as the black people, because not only do they have the country behind them, but they have resources, they have money. We know that money comes with power, so why aren't we trying to get the money? Why aren't we trying to be powerful? Because we're comfortable and we're complacent. We're so worried about making sure that everybody else is good, and we have to prove our humanity and show that we're less threatening by giving money and shopping and patronizing at other establishments, but we're not going to do it for us. We have super high expectations for black businesses, but we can go to an Asian business where they treat us horribly, they stalk us, they talk negative to us, they have bad customer service, but we're okay going to an Asian establishment. But when it comes to a black establishment, I mean, just one look and we're about to flip out. And that's even if we do go to the black establishment. I mean, you have other groups of people come into the black community, taking all the resources and taking that home, and then on top of that, their own community, that they're getting the resources from their own people and taking that home. That's double the resources, and we're drying out. But we're okay with that because, well, I got this for cheap, or, well, it doesn't matter. It does matter, because you're seeing Detroit is looking, how Chicago's looking, and those are just only 2 cities. There's multiple cities that look like that, but aren't on the forefront. And it's like, it's going to get worse as black people if we don't take care of our own. We as black people need to do better. We can always blame about what the white man's done and how the laws are unfair, which is true, but we as black people have to do better. So, because you can only complain for so long before people are tired of hearing you complain. You can only march, you can only protest for so long until you can't, or people are just tired of it. I know I haven't marched and I'm tired of it. So we have to do better as black people. And that's my video. So if you like this video, comment, share, subscribe, rate, and tell me, what do you think? What do you think we as black people need to build? What is the most important things that we need? Let me know. Also let me know, are you more of a spiritual knowledge of the past type person? Or are you currently in today, present day, and you're worried about building, you're worrying about your children, how this society is going to affect their upbringing and their lives? So be blessed, and I'm out.